That is the first, no, actually there's a 2-8-10 over there. That's the first open and potentially by Ducky. Right now, Lee Bookerud, no opens. Right now she's going Dutch. Dutch right now is good for a 12-pin lead. Hermie's turn here. Now, will Ducky be able to convert? Looks interesting, no. That is the first open by Ducky, and right now your challenger is going to have some sort of lead as long as he doesn't do the same thing going into the fifth frame. Women's side, Hermie Hannibal with a strike. Hermie can cut this down with a double in the fifth frame as we go into game 1, frame 5. I'm going to try to give you as much spacing as possible to make your life easy.
I have to sync everything up too.
Yep. Hannibal right now, that looks good. 9-pin. Hermie will stay in the deficit, assuming that she makes a spare. It'll still be 12 pins. You're going to have to move it to 9 and 10, right?
Well, I think I'm moving them at this point.
Yeah.
Your opinion. You go 9 and 10 where they've been bowled on, or you give them 17, 18 where it's fresh?
17 and 18 was fresh. Because the camera's not going to really be going over there anyway. Now, here's the other question: is this? Did you have them re-oil 9 and 10?
No, that's why.
17 and 18.
Yeah, I thought so. All right. Okay.
That's why I put them because it's fresh. I explained to both of them. That's why they're going there.
Now, did you have a separate camera or a separate camera for 1 and 2 or no?
No.
Okay. So everything you see here is all here. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. So,
yeah. The plan was 5 through 8.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. The plan was 3 through 8. 1 and 2 wasn't in the equation.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
All right. Well,
I mean, if they're all done and then there's stuff in the welterweight, we can move the camera and slide that over there.
Okay. That's fine. All right. It is what it is.
Yep. All right, going back over to the Vixens match. Lee Bookerud here in her 6th frame has a chance to put some distance between her and Hermie. Right now she's looking for the first double in the match. That looks good. It is 2 in a row for Hermie. That is the first double for either Vixen as we go into Hermie's half of the 6th frame. Meanwhile, let's go over to the men's side. Speaking of the 6th frame, Dougie is on his. And Ducky right now is down by 27 because George Bakshis has thrown the front 6.
But I think you meant like
Ducky right now finally gets a strike in the 6th frame. He's down by 30. He's down by 37 as we go into the 7th frame.
that's not.
Or you can take a
7th frame coming up for Ducky. Oh no, there's always defense in bowling. Dropping a ball on his toe is not good defense in bowling. It's not the defense that I meant. Ducky right now looking for 2 in a row, does not get it. 2-pin still stays. Ducky's telling him to slow down. Ducky once again leaves the 2-8. At least there's no 10-pin there. Hermie Hannibal leaves the 2-8-10. Pegs that. That's now her second open of the game. Lee doesn't have an open. Right now is up by 24 and really has a chance to take this one and take control. Vixens match, frame 7, Lee Bookerud. Lee right now looking for a turkey. Got it.
All right, Lee. Gobble, gobble. Your people.
Lee right now having some issues on lane 3 at the beginning, not having any issues on lane 4. If she doesn't have any issues on lane 3 this time around, it's going to be a pretty big lead, and it's going to be really hard for Hermie to catch her in this game. Lee right now looking for 4 in a row. That ball looks good, and it is not 10-pin. That one, if she hit that one, that pretty much, I mean, it could be game over right now anyway. Bookerud right now still up by around 41 or 43. She makes this, it's 43. He got the whole world in his hands. Oh.
Singers there, Ducky.
I heard Ducky singing, and there's a reason why, and I think Lee overheard it, and there goes the 10-pin flag. Still, Lee is up, but now the question is, can Hermie cut into it? She's running out of frames to do so. That's a strike right there. Hermie right now can cut it down to a 21-pin lead, or deficit for her, as we go into the 9th frame. Heavyweight match, frame 8. There's Ducky, there's a strike. However, the reason why he's saying George Bakshis has got the whole world in his hands is because there's been 8 frames. George has only need to throw 8 balls, and he's got the front 8. Ducky right now, that ball looks good. It is 2 in a row for Ducky. Ducky can go up for a 243. However, and a major however here, George Bakshis has got the front 8 as we go into the 9th frame. On to the Vixens match. Let's quickly go over here to Lee. The best that Hermie can do is a 206. 2 marks. If Lee goes Dutch, 9-pin. If Lee goes Dutch, she will finish with a 207. 9th frame on the men's side. George Bakshis, front 8, looking for 9. That ball looks good. Well, that hole, no, 9-pin. Yeah, what happens when Gordon's right there? That would be dark clouded, not black clouded. If Jonathan Dansbury was here doing the recording over here, you wouldn't be hearing me. It's too late now.
I don't know.
All right, now we're going to slide over here. Vixens match, 10th frame. Lee Buckaroo. The math here is very simple. Lee needs 30 pins. If she gets them, she wins game 1. For her getting them, that means she needs a strike here in the first ball in the 10th frame. That ball looks good. It looks buried. It's good. So now Lee needs a combination of 10 pins in the 10th frame. Any combo, she will shut out Hermie, and she'll take game 1. This is not as easy as advertised. We've already just seen it, and you've been called out, where Brian Zizek needed the same thing, and he left the 210. By the way, George will strike. George will mathematically lock out Ducky, and he'll finish with a 279. I mean, right now, this is for game 1. Oh, she gets it. Does not matter how they go down. They just have to go down. And that is a 61. Lee Buckaroo will take game 1. And for Hermie, she may have figured it out a little too late. She had 2 opens, which are very uncharacteristic for her. And if she threw a strike instead of the 2 in the 7th, this is a different story. However,
There you go.
that's a good finish. Lee is going to finish with a 217 for game 1, 217.
I don't know why you make it I can't even repeat that.
Yeah. Finish this one because I got to finish this. But well, this is actually be good practice. We'll be going back and forth. Hermie right now, she's going to be finishing up here. 10 pin. Make sure you keep one of those headsets off so you can hear me talking.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right. Hermie right now looking to make the spare. She will. Hermie will finish somewhere in the 180s. So she will be trailing Lee by around 30 or so pins. Right now, the first thing in common, Challenger is taking control in the first game. At the end of game 1, Lee Buckaroo 217, Hermie Hannibal 185. Challenger is leading 1 game to nothing.
I'm going to grab a chair. I'm going to get closer to you.
Okay.
No, should I be writing the score somewhere?
No, he's got him.
Okay. He just asked me that, and I was like, oh. He struggled with that one with the 5, and now that he's down to 5.
Oh, we need to get in here still.
It's going to bar first.
Oh, I was going to. Oh, you want to hear this stuff? Well, I want to make sure you can see. I want to make sure I can hear. Let me make sure I can hear more. Oh, okay. Do you need this chair? I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. Let's see how this works.
Oh, I didn't say hit it over.
It's called Knock It Down.
No, I never had that last.
So right now we're starting game 2, frame 1. Challenger is starting. Challenger just left a 7 pin, which she didn't do all of game 1. She usually just left 10 pins.
All right, and then finally I made my way over here. Finally, Gordon. So we are finishing up here the heavyweight title match between game 1 anyway. George Baxis, Challenger. Ducky Russell, your champion. Game 1, George with the front 8 this game, followed by a 9 pin. I suppose that was my fault because I sat down and watched him leave the 9 pin. 277 for George Baxis. Ducky Russell does get the back 5, shoots 243. It's 1-0 Challenger, George Baxis, Hounds of War.
He really needed to find himself on 5, and now it looks like he did not on 1. I don't know.
Right now, Hermie's leaving a 4 pin in her first frame. Both ladies starting off once again even. Assuming that Hermie makes a spare, they'll both be on spares going into frame 2. That ball looks good, and it is. Both ladies on spares as we go into her second frame.
All right. So game 2 coming up for the heavyweights. George, as I mentioned before, front 8
Not up
to
there.
pretty much seal game 1.
Not up there, but it's back here.
Ducky Russell. Front 4, game 1. A hole in the 5th frame, spare 7th frame. There'd be enough room for George to take game 1. Here is game number 2 underway. That one looks like it's off the target. And he goes side, leaves 3-6.
Hermie right now looking to check the... Oh! She tried to make an adjustment, and that's the wrong one. Wrong adjustment, and right now looking over at the Classic Tag Team. Secret Society could have gone out the door to take game 1, but instead we see a 5 up there, and that is going to be disaster for them. It looks like Dysfunctional is going to take game 1 on the Classic Tag side.
Yeah, 5 count, 5 through the face, and Carlo's got to come in for the spare. George Baxis chops a 3-6 to start game number 2 here.
And Hermie is only going to make 1. Opens for everybody.
Opens everywhere. Gordon, what's going on here? Oh, not for Carla. Not for Carla. Makes it 3-4, 6-7, 10. So, yeah, that Classic Tag Team match, game 1.
Well,
that's a big spare. That's a huge spare.
Show up.
Strike now, gives him 213, forces Dysfunctional Bowlers to get a mark here in the 10th.
Lee right now, second frame, she throws a strike. Going into the third frame, once again, Lee has gotten a lead on the champion, and once again, she's looking to add some ground to it. Couldn't do that in the first game, but she was able to get enough of it to take the lead. She's trying to see if she can get an early lead now.
Carla gets the hit in the 10th. Classic Tag Team. So Secret Society.
Right now, 4 pin.
Secret Society finishes 213. Brian Andes up to start the 10th frame for Dysfunctional Bowlers. Brian Andes, your new Northeast Cruiserweight champion, as he wins an exciting 7-game match a little earlier today against teammate Raul Renteria. Brian making some key adjustments, ball changes in that match. And we got a new champion. Stays in the Dysfunctional Bowlers camp. And Brian here looking to keep the tag belts here, also in the Dysfunctional Bowlers camp, looking to go 3 for 3 for title matches this and last month. Brian here, first ball in the 10th. Gets it to go. That's a winner. So Ducky Russell here, he starts off game number 2. He leaves a 10-pin, converts to spare. And it's spare against open so far in frame 1.
Hermie Hannibal right now looking for a double, looking to cut the lead down to 3 pins. Oh, not again.
Oh, she got
Another
a double.
7-10 on lane 3, same exact shot. Lee is cringing right now because she doesn't want to do that. However, it's 2 great opportunities for Lee.
Here's Ducky Russell here, second frame. Another ring in 10. Hermie getting 1 out of the 7-10. She's gone, I believe, back-to-back 7-10s on that lane, Gordon? Yeah.
That is the second straight 7-10, and it's both on lane 3 for her. Lane 4 hasn't been an issue for either Vixen. Lane 3 has been a nightmare, and Ducky has decided that he wants to give George the lead right back.
Yeah, he's being generous here. He's down 1-0, and he's being generous. He's being a nice Ducky. A little too nice. Not very good. Not a good start for the champion.
4-pin. Not a split. Again, right? Well, no, I say that and people are laughing at me, not a split. But right now, Hermie is doing herself in right now. If you keep, one of those things in a grinding match is if you keep it clean, that forces your opponent to have to string. And it's better to do it that way, and that's what Lee's doing, which is the right way to go, versus what Ducky's doing, which is leaving bowlers off the hook while stuff's going on.
George Bacchus chopped the 3-6 first frame. He leaves a 10-pin. Messenger went front, did not cover.
You gotta fill your frame. You're rolling 1 frame at a time.
You do have to fill them up 1 frame at a time, and right now Lee is doing just that. 4 marks, only 1 strike, 3 spares, but right now she's has a 24-pin lead and looking for more as we go into the 5th frame.
Here's George Bacchus. No problems on the 10-pin this time. So George with open 9 spare. Ducky Russell spare open. So a little bit of a slow start here for both bowlers here in game 2 on the heavyweight title match.
Hermie right now, lane 4, no problem. Now we're going back over to lane 3. Hermie right now down by 24. Can she figure out lane 3? I think if she leaves another 7-10, Curtis Warden may have to run for cover at this point.
Yeah, that's an interesting lane 3 there, pretty much. George here, light mixer, 7-pin. So some early struggles here in game 2 here for George.
All right, let's see what Hermie does here. There's a strike. Hermie finally gets a double up on the board. More importantly for Hermie, though, is she's starting to cut into Brookerwood's lead potentially. Let's see what Lee does. Right now, the best she can do is plus 24. If it's not a strike, it's going to be less than that. I mean, if she opens, it's really going to be less than that.
George Bacchus here on the 7-pin. As a game 1, he had the front 8. Seemed to slow down a little bit here in game 2. And I had to look at that 7-pin for a little bit. Wasn't sure if I was getting there. I Had confidence he was going to make it.
Frame 6, game 2. Lee Brookerwood gets the 10-pin to trip over. Right now, Lee's still holding on to a 24-pin lead as we go into the Vixens half of the 7th frame. Can she figure out lane 3? It looks like that she did. If she avoids the trap that Hermie's fallen into, she's looking in good shape here on game 2.
All right, Ducky Russell, he finds the first strike here in game 2. Ducky Russell, light mixer, go on lane 6.
3 in a row for Brookerwood now. Right now, she's starting to get dominant. She's figured out both lanes. That's going to spell trouble for Hermie because now Hermie, down 24 in game 2, needs Lee to make a mistake. But more importantly for her, Hermie's got to keep on the pressure and keep striking and forcing Hermie to do the same. Hermie right now, that ball's looking much better. No, a little bit high. 6-10. Yeah, the potential right now for Hermie is that she needs to figure out the striking pattern right now. She's got to make the adjustment because right now she's looking a little lost. That does not help. She said she needs Lee to make some mistakes, but it's Hermie right now that's been making all the mistakes as we go into the 8th frame.
All right, George Baxis here up in the 4th frame. Still looking for his first strike here in game 2. Splits the 8 and 9.5. Better adjustment that time. Finally gets his first strike on the board here in game number 2. Ducky Russell, however, with an early advantage. He's got the first double here in game 2. A little transition here, maybe a little transition for George. He started game 2 here. Ball's starting to back off a little bit. But so far he's lined up on lane 6.
We're just going to walk that up.
Brookerwood right now, 4 in a row, going into the 9th frame of game 2. Right now, Lee with a 58-pin lead on Hermie. Any sort of mark or strike here, and this game's over, and she's going to be up 2-0 on the champ.
All right, here's George Baxis. That one, that was pretty good. Okay, all right. I didn't get a good look here. I didn't get a good look at George. When he released the ball, I thought it might have been left at target, but could have been an adjustment. Like I said, I didn't get a good look from where I'm sitting at here.
So a little bit high, gets away with it. It looked good. Then it leaked out there, or I should say, leaked in there. Almost left the 4-9. That is definitely a makeable spare. Best Hermie can do is a 201, and Lee right now is already at a 196. So assuming that she gets a spare, this one's over.
Ducky Russell up here in the 5th frame. George responded with a double in the 5th, so there's Ducky here looking for a turkey here. 5th frame, 10-pin. Oh, I don't know what took it out. Was that the head pin? I don't know, but it's a strike on the board. And that's a 10-pin advantage for the champion. Down 1-0. He needs to make a move now. He needs to keep going. So Ducky Russell with the messenger across the deck for the turkey here. Vixens title match here, 10th frame already. Hermie here in the 10th. She's a 10-pin. And actually that's it. That mathematically gives Lee Brookerwood the game 2 victory without even having to step up in the 10th frame. So a challenger from Syndicate will have a 2-0 lead, and Ducky slapped the 10 out from behind. And he's meaning business now. He's getting down to business now. It's all business. 4 in a row now for the heavyweight champion. And he extends the lead to 20 pins. George Baxis now up here in the 6th frame. And Hermie, your Vixens champion, is going to be down 2-0. She shoots 180. So she goes 185, 180 to start her title defense. And so far, Lee, already 217 game 1. She can pretty much eclipse that here in game 2. Heavyweight title match, George Bakshis here looking for a turkey. He is lined up again. He is back. He took a couple frame break there. He's got 3 in a row. And here we are again, back down 10 pins.
Yeah,
As we get into 7th frame. Lee,
Agreed.
first hit in the 10th. She will be in the 220s this game. Lee looking pretty good here
I like an account also.
through
by the
2
way.
games so
Give me an
far.
account also, by the way.
Update the classic tag team title
Actually,
match.
no, you have.
Dysfunctional Boys, your defending champions, Rollo Renteria, Brian Andes. In a battle here in
Right.
game 2 with Secret Societies, Eddie Williams and Carla
Eventually we
Pereira.
want it, not now, though.
They both have strike spare 3 in a row. With Dysfunctional Bowlers stepping up here in the 6th frame. George Bakshis looking to get 4 in a row. Missed the target left, and he leaves the 3-6 again. He left the 3-6 first frame on this very lane. He chopped it last time. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, Lee was looking for an adjustment after shooting 4 in a row. That's not the correct adjustment. Clearly, that is not the correct adjustment. That did not come out right at all. Not only did it not come out right, I'm just gonna not even bother commenting on that.
here's George here. Oh, he almost chopped it again. Jeez. Gosh, George takes care of the 3-6 here in the 7th.
Yeah, Lee didn't like that one, but again, she can do that and get away with it. At the end of game 2, Lee Buckaroo 226, Hermie Hannibal 180. The challenger is leading the champion 2 games to nothing as we go into game 3.
All right, heavyweight title match. Ducky Russell now giving it to George here in game 2. He's now got 5 in a row. He's got a 22 pin advantage now. Ducky Russell looking to tie things up here at 1 apiece. 8th frame here for Ducky Russell, looking for 6 in a row. That actually looks pretty good. There's a Ducky.
I hear you crying for me. Come on. Stay with me.
Ducky, that's Ducky for you. He definitely expresses himself, talks out loud
I know.
to himself.
Hermie Hannibal right now with the first strike in game 1. Lee Buckaroo now going up in her half of game 3, frame 1. That looked a lot better than the what the heck was that in the 10th frame last game. Both ladies, yeah, no. Both Vixens on strikes as we go into frame 2.
All right, George Bakshis here, 8th frame. Looking for another strike here. Now he gets it to go. He's trying to keep this a game here as we head into the 9th frame. Best George can do, 236. Ducky Russell, 268.
She got away with it last time she was on there in the 9th frame. She did not get away with it this time. She does leave the 4-9, and this time she's got a 7-pin helping her. However, as the crowd has pointed out, this spare is makeable, especially the way she throws her ball. She's got to take a little bit of power behind it, take out a little bit of speed, but this is doable.
Here is George Bakshis, and again, 3rd time this game on the left lane. He pulls it left, and it's another 3-6 combination. This time, it's the 10-pin that stays with it.
All right, so go away with the strike. That's fine.
Yeah, she's got the wood. This is, as we call it, an adjustment game. and both ladies need to adjust. And if Hermie does, Hermie's going to close this gap up. But we'll see. This is very early. Now let's see what adjustment the Herminator has made. Well, that's not exactly the most convincing of adjustments that she's made, but all the pins went down, and that's going to give her at least a 12-pin lead as we go into the third frame. That's Barry, three in a row for Hermie. Hermie now potentially could be up 32 pins. Lee needs to respond, and she needs to respond relatively quickly.
Got some excitement in that classic tag team title match, Gordon.
Secret Society should actually be up 2-0 in that match.
Right, yeah. Uh-oh. Ducky almost lost balance. 10 pin. Stands up. He did not foul. That's right, he did not foul. So Ducky, looked like for a moment he was going to go face first there, but maintains his balance, only leaves the 10 pin. So very, very fortunate there for Ducky. And even with the spare, he'll still have a 31 pin advantage heading into the 10th. Pretty much almost a hammerlock on this game here in Game 2. The Secret Society Dysfunctional Bowlers Classic Tag Team Title Match. Oh, that just got interesting. They both off to hot starts. They both teams with strike spare 5 in a row. Dysfunctional Bowlers went 7 spare. Carla here with a 2-pin here in the 9th.
Lee Book Road right now. That ball needs to get in there. It does. 2 in a row, and all of a sudden we got a little bit of a game here. Hermie right now, 3 in a row. Lee's come back with a double on her own. How does Hermie respond? Hannibal right now, that ball's got a hook and a lot. Ooh, 9-pin. It almost struck in too much.
All right, Ducky Russell here, 10th frame. Ask her to hold off. It holds off, like 7.
And after each game, Philadelphia will grab it at the end.
And that gives Ducky Russell the Game 2 victory here, and he'll tie things up here at 1 game apiece. Best of 7 heavyweight title match. And Ducky Russell recovers greatly off the open frame in the 2nd frame. 6-bagger, and right now he's in the 230s. Strike here to give him 240. And that's what he'll do. Double in the 10th for Ducky Russell. 240 this game. He had 243 the first game. And he's got himself a split here in the first 2 games.
Hermie right now, that ball needs to hold on. It does. Yeah, that was a concerning spare. Hermie right now, held on. Right now, she will still be up, regardless of what Lee does. Lee can cut this down to a 10-pin game, though.
All right, Ducky finishes up his 10th frame. He fills 29 in the 10th. He posts 246. And he gets himself a seat in the winner's circle for Game 2 in the clubhouse. George Baxis here. Some struggles here on lane 5 for most of Game 2. Best he can do is 216 as he's going to finish out the 10th frame here. Classic tag team title match, that is getting more interesting. Dysfunctional Bowlers, the strikes and first ball in the 10th. They're in the 240s now. Secret Society, the best they can do is 259.
What's up with the stream?
Kevin would know that. Camera guy.
Camera guy?
Yeah, or ask John. John may know that also. But you're asking the one person that does not know.
Oh, you don't know?
I do not.
Trying to find
You
it.
scared me! Don't scare me! I didn't
Jonathan might know.
Right now we're going into the second half of Game 3. Hermie Hannibal right now is holding on to a 21-pin lead, and she really needs to win this one because she's trailing 0-2.
On YouTube.
Lee right now, that ball looks good. It is. So after a little skirmish on lane 3 earlier, no problems.
Next time, maybe not a heart attack. No, not that exciting. Make it exciting by firmly making that 10 pin.
All right, George finishes up game number 2 here, but it is all Ducky Russell here in game 2. Ducky wins 246-216, and Ducky Russell ties things up 1 game apiece in this best of 7 Northeast heavyweight title match. Actually, we'll got some updates
Both
on the
ladies exchanging strikes in the
classic
6th
tag team
frame.
title match.
Hermie in the 7th.
Or
Again, this would be big here. If she can pull another strike, she does.
All right, classic tag team title
Double on
match.
Hermie guarantees that she's going to keep it a 21-pin lead as Lee goes into the 7th frame.
All right, classic tag team title match. Dysfunctional bowlers do finish at 257. So Eddie Williams here for Secret Society. He got the first hit in the 10th. He needs the second hit and at least 9 to tie the matchup at 1 game apiece.
Brooke Road wants to clamp this down to 21. Needs the carry. Gets it.
Eddie Williams over
21-pin game now. Both ladies on doubles going into the 8th frame. This is, shall we say, fun time.
Eddie Williams, he got 2 in the 10th for Secret Society. 9 here for the win. 8 is a tie. I really don't want to go into roll-off rules here. That'd be pretty ugly, so.
Lee right now wants to keep the pressure on. This has got to be a strike for her to do that. Oh, sloppy. That's good. 3 in a row for Lee. Hermie's turn, 8th frame.
And Eddie Williams got exactly 9. He got 9, and that gives him the 1-pin victory for Secret Society.
If he didn't screw up his 10th frame, Secret Society would be up 2-zip at this point.
Yes, that is important, Gordon, yes. That first, 10th frame game 1, if he doesn't go 5 through the face, they could be looking at 2-0. But it's 1-1, and we move on.
3 in a row for Hermie. Big strike in the 8th, going into the 9th. Both ladies on triples. Hermie is looking to defend her 21-pin lead right now.
Here's George Bakshis here on lane 5. The lane's been giving him trouble. Do I say it again, Gordon? He missed left and left 3-6-10.
Hermie right now looking for 4. That's buried. She's in there. Any issues that she had earlier on lane 3 are now gone. And more important for Hermie, Lee cannot shut her out regardless of what she does in the 9th and 10th frame.
Here's George Bakshis, 3-6-10. He does cover. So strike spare to start game 3 here for George Bakshis. Ducky Russell has a strike to start game number 3.
Lee's absolutely going to need this one, and she gets it. Now, 10th frame is big here. Lee can go out the door for 247. Hermie can go out the door for 268. If Lee goes out the door, Hermie's got to throw the first strike. Lee right now, that ball looks good. No, 10 pin. The best that Lee can do right now is a 226, and that means Hermie only needs to throw 7 in the first ball in the 10th frame to get on the board. She'll make the spare.
Our Ducky Russell here, 3rd frame. Looking for the first 3. Oh, 7-10 does go down. They took their time going down, but it's a strike either way. Ducky Russell now with the front 3. And Ducky singing a lullaby.
Really?
I'm not going to repeat what Ducky just said.
That made the camera.
Who doesn't?
Welcome to Ducky Business, where we all flock together.
All flock together.
Or you can say, I'm going to flock you up.
No, I won't flock nobody else. Somebody might get the wrong impression.
No comment.
Just know that
No.
Casamore means something.
I've got all this stuff. Okay. So, no. So make sure you go 7.
There's George Bacchus here. He leaves the light 7 pin.
And that is for the game, and she leaves a 10 pin, and she gets 9, and that is enough.
We go 5. It's fine. We go 5. Oh well. Yep. Stay consistent. You're still going pretty well. You have one little default, and it hurt you this game. Happens.
Hermie misses it, but it does not matter at this case. At the end of game 3, Hermie Hannibal 235, Lee Buckaroo 226. Hermie gets on the board. She's still trailing, but it's now only 2-1.
All right, so there is the update. Gordon giving the final call there, game 3 for the Vixens. Hermie's on the board now, 2-1. Here's George Bacchus saying, phew. Well, I actually thought he struck there. I didn't see the 9 pin at first. Oh my goodness. So George Bacchus. Strike first frame, 3-6-10. Second frame spare. He makes this 9 spare in the 3rd frame, and now he follows up with a 9 pin here in the 4th. Ducky Russell, perfect through 3.
Some teams don't do it anymore, but
Lee Buckaroo right now starts game 4 off with a strike. Yeah, you know what? You do not want to miss a 5 pin. Missing a 5 pin is really bad.
I looked cute powder until I broke out the powder.
And George does cover the 9 pin, no problems there. So George with 3 spares in a row here, game number 3. Spares will keep him in the game, but strikes will keep
Hermie
definitely
strikes
keep him
right
better
now,
in the game.
and what I was expecting to see in game 1 and game 2 and game 3, which was a strike fest by both Vixens, is now, I believe, going to happen game 4.
He has issues. I mean, that's the only way I can explain it.
And here we go, front 2 for Hermie. Here comes Lee Buckaroo also.
This, unfortunately, people is your heavyweight title champion.
Here is Ducky Russell here. 4th frame. Ah, okay. We got up at the line pretty quickly there, but
Stomp, stomp, waddle, waddle, apparently.
stomp, stomp, waddle, waddle. Some sort of ducky maneuvers. I don't know. Here's what I do know. He's got the front 4.
Lee Buckaroo right now looking for a double. She got the wrong one, 7-10. And Hermie's had to deal with that in game 2, and now Lee's got to deal with this in game 4.
Ducky Russell now for front 5. Gets it to go. Front 5 for the current heavyweight champion. And he's singing. And he's a singing.
Oh my God! Are you double tapping or are you one tapping? Thank you.
Ducky is in we call championship form right now.
Get it right.
Here is George Baxter. He's looking for something here. He needs to get on the board here. He's got 1 strike through the first 4 frames. Looks like a ball change. Well, actually, no, I think there was a he already made the ball change earlier, but wow, back-to-back 9 pins now for George.
Strike for Lee Booker right now in the 3rd frame. However, Hermie right now up by 12. And if this is starting to look a little bit like Game 3, you wouldn't be wrong there. Lee got hampered by a split in the 2nd frame and it turned up costing her Game 3. It's almost like history is repeating itself. There's still a lot of game left. However, Hermie right now looks like she's carrying both lanes. This is trouble. Again, Lee down by 32 once again as we go into the 4th frame.
Oh, you didn't need the 517. But he even left the first game. He left the 9, 7, 6, 7. Yeah. He made that one.
Hermie right now looking for front 4, and she's going to get it. 4 in a row for Hermie, and all of a sudden, after the issues that she's gotten in games 1 and 2, she's now seems lined in on both lanes here in Game 4.
There's George Baxis here, looking for some sort of strike here. That time he gets to 9 to go. After back-to-back 9 pins, frames 4 and 5, he finally gets a strike here in the 6th.
I am here with Hermie's ball advisor, Mr. Curtis Warren, and Curtis said that Hermie made a good ball change. Explain that to me. Talk to me about that ball change.
Well, she switched to the axiom hurl. Originally, she said it wasn't moving when I asked her how come she didn't pick it up. And I'm the type of person you have to prove it to me. Prove it to me, it won't move. And in actuality,
It moved.
looks like it moved. And it looks like right now for these 2 games, it's the right piece. It motions a little bit different on the end, you know, and it's her best rolling piece, I think, that she has in her bag.
And Ducky Russell now at the front 6, actually just absolutely taking it here to George here in game number 3. George through 6 frames without a double yet. Ducky, well, it seems to be a common theme here every frame. It's been a strike every time so far.
Looks like right now, as Curtis said, Hermie made a good move. She's got the front 4. Lee right now left the 10 pin. She's got to pick that up. And right now, if Hermie keeps going the way that she's going, it's going to be trouble for Lee this game. Lee made the spare. Lee right now is only trailing by around 23, but this could go to 43 real quick with another strike here from Hannibal.
Ducky Russell up here, 7th frame. Did not get the 7th strike. Ball kind of faded off there, leads in 2 pin. They still got a good lead here.
Hermie right now looking for 5. Got it. Hannibal right now really looking keyed in as we go into the second half of Game 4. The one good thing that you could say about Lee right now is that she built a 2-0 lead. She can afford to lose a couple of games. And that's good for her because it looks like we may get to an even playing field by the time Game 4 is over.
There's George Baxis here, looking for a double. Can't buy a double this game. Another flat 10.
Right now, oh, that ball's got to hurry, though. It does. 6 in a row. Hermie's got the front 6 here as we go to Lee's half of the 6th frame in game 4.
George on the 10 pin. He does cover. So George staying clean through 7, but he cannot buy a double. He's only got 2 strikes so far.
Lee right now has got a strike in the 6th frame. However, she's down by 53 here as we go into the 7th frame of game 4.
Here's George Bakshis. Gets a 10 to go in the 8th frame, so he's got back-to-back strikes here. In 6th and 8th frame on the left lane here, so might have something now. It might be a little too late here in game 3. Maybe
Double right now.
Maybe
for
to help
Lee.
him in game 4.
Well, what they're hoping for right now, and Tip Morgan is sort of right here. She's in the game. However, Hermie right now, oh, that ball's got to hook a lot in terms of Curtis. It does. Right now, and Hermie knew she threw a bad shot there, but right now she knows that she can't miss, and if she keeps doing that, they're going to be tied 2 apiece. Lee's just like, and she's not wrong here. Area check good. Area check for days.
There's Ducky. Well, there's another 10 pin for Ducky.
I mean, right now looking for 8. She's got it.
Yeah, we're gonna focus more on Hermie when she gets back up there. So right now, Ducky front 6, 9 spare. Now a 10 pin here in the 8th. Right now, max scores in the heavyweight title match. Ducky, the spare here, 268. Best George Bakshis can do 227. And over to the Vixens, Hermie, she's got the front 8. She's perfect through 8. Lee can now go out for 226. Okay, and there's an update from Gordon. Welterweight title match. Theodore Ampersand now 2-0 on the current champion, Ori Gallon. So, interesting development there too. They had to get moved. They were on 1 and 2. Lane 1 broke down. So they had to get moved to another pair that was fresh, or the only pair left in the house that was fresh. So. Classic tag team title match while we're waiting a little bit here. Game 3, it's 1-1. It looks to be Secret Society with a 19-pin advantage, working on a 4-bagger heading into the 8th frame. Dysfunctional bowlers can't buy a double yet.
The 10 pin that Lee has just left up there in the 9th frame means that this game is now mathematically over.
Oh my God!
I mean, it was over a while ago, but
Watching
the game's
this on here is
mathematically
great.
over at this point. The question becomes now: can Hermie shoot the tray? And unlike everybody else, I'm not going to smile and laugh at the antics that are going on over here.
Oh no, we're just watching it. We're watching them.
Watching the moron.
Dancing in front of the
He walked into
thing.
the microphone.
Ducky here, 9th frame. It did to go. Oh my goodness.
Camera didn't pick it up.
Nah, I don't know. My camera picked it up. Oh, Ducky Russell. Quite the character. We got some business at hand here on lane 4.
9th frame, here we go. That ball really's got to hurry up. It does. Front 9 for Hermie Hannibal. And once again, she can credit her ball handler, Curtis Warren, for getting her back on track, because as bad as she looked the first 2 games, that's as good as she's looking these 2 games.
I am not moving.
10th frame, here we go. First shot here, that looks go. Oh, no, 10 pin. It's a very good run for Hermie. She's not going to take the 300, but she is going to take the game, and we're going to be tied 2-2. Yep, that's it. Went from best out of 7 to best out of 3. Oh no, it's, you know, one of the things that people have asked me is, what do you like, what do you see? And I go, you know what I want to see? You know, and they go, what? And I go, game 7. Exactly. Game 7's always the fun one. Obviously, it's a little bit agonizing when somebody that you're rooting for is involved. But that's what you want to see.
I think that's what makes the Vixens exciting. Is oftentimes they go to 6 or 7.
There's many times, and it's because, and I don't know why that is, but the Vixens adjust quicker than the guys. And it's, you see the adjustment. I mean, look at what you're seeing here. Hermie adjusted. Here she goes, 260, 279.
I think it's less about power for Vixen and more about where she throws the ball and the adjustment.
Got to use your brain.
And what the ball can do. I think that's the difference. Like, they don't use power as much as the men do to try and push through the game.
You know, Danielle Marino and others have told me that they think that in the 7 they can beat a guy because, from their standpoint, depending on where everything is, they can adjust quicker than the guys can.
I can't explain this actions.
Are you blaming me now? Am I getting blamed?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Haran is watching.
Oh, of course he's watching. Absolutely.
I know he keeps texting you. That's his computer work.
Thank goodness he's texting you than me.
Only thing I gotta say, no offense to the UBA at all. Whoever wins this match is gonna have so much that it's not even gonna be funny. Let you around for the next fucking 10, 14, 21 days. Every day is gonna be a fucking different video.
Oh boy.
Let me take my messenger home.
Anyway, Lee's finishing up here on lane 4.
All right, Lee is going to strike out for 215. However, it's good for game 5. It will not be good for game 4. At the end of game 4, Hermie Hannibal 278, Lee Bookeroo 215. We are tied 2 games apiece as we go to game 5.
So right now we're waiting on lane breakdown here on lane 6. The heavyweights are held up here for a little bit. And Ducky talking in a different language. I don't know what he's saying.
Looks like Secret Society is going to take this one. They'll be up 2-1.
All right, come on, ladies. Start the floor up right. Did they even call a full red?
I hope somebody. I thought somebody called it. Well, it'll get called in. So, classic tag team title match. Secret Society, another 250 game. They post 255 here. Dysfunctional Bowlers will finish with 227 plus fill shot.
Starting on game 5, and here comes the Strike Fest as I think it's there now. Question becomes, because we've always had this issue here for Lee in the second frame. She opened in the second frame on game 4 last game. She opened in the second frame on game 3. I'm sorry, game 2. Are we going to see a double from Lee this time? Oh, yes we are. A double for Lee Bookeroo to start this off. And that almost was the third straight big old open in the second frame from Lee, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But it wasn't.
As we're talking about the second frame woes.
We're not having a second frame whoa.
Come on, get a break.
Oh.
Come on, one more.
Curtis is pleading for the 10 pin to go down. 10 pin said, eh. 10 pin stand, I'm staying right here. Hermie's looking to make the spare. This time, oh. That's around the third. I believe that's a third 10 pin miss. Well, it's not the third. That's a fourth 10 pin miss that she's done, and the third one on that lane. Yeah, maybe someone's picked up the second frame yaps. Or the woe, or the yaps, or whatever, the yips, or whatever you want to call it, but someone's been opening in frame 2 every single game.
All right, heavyweights are now back in action after that lane breakdown. Well, it didn't stop George Baxis. He gets his first double. Maybe he needed the 10-minute break, or however long that break was. So George gets his first double here in Game 3. Just give you an update. George needs George needs Ducky to like trip in his third step, go over the foul line twice. I don't know. He needs a lot. He needs a lot of help and then some to win Game 3. Otherwise, Ducky's gonna be up 2-1. I'll come up with scenarios that will probably not happen. Yeah. So it's going to be 2-1 Ducky pretty much. George is going to just try and be lined up here for Game 4.
So right now, Hermie, the last 2 games when Lee started opening up, Hermie jumped all over that. Now the question is, can Lee return the favor here in Game 5? Well, no, she can't. 6-10. Yeah, she said she over-rotated, and she's right. A little bit of an over-rotation there. Or a double dribble. Well, however you want to define it, what happened was she screwed up.
Yes.
Spare, however, Spare, however, will keep her in the lead.
Better.
Makes that. Somebody was going, uh-oh. No, there's no uh-oh. Yeah, that one.
That wasn't me this time.
No uh-oh. That was good.
All right, here's George Baxis. He finishes his 10th frame. He goes last 5 here for 227. But it will not be enough. Ducky Russell with the front 6 pretty much is the deciding factor here for Game 3.
Look her right now, 4th frame. Ooh, 10 pin. Well, you know who really hates that pin right now? Hermie, because he's missed a bunch of them at this point.
That's true.
She's actually, Hermie's missed 4 so far. 2 in Game 1, 1 in Game 3, 1 in Game 5.
Nope. Well, that's enough for the win. 6. He needed 5. That wasn't my fault. Good time to leave that.
Spare. She will stay clean.
Hi, Ducky.
She will still have the lead. Of course, the question becomes how much of
Talking
one, but
shit,
she'll
what?
be up by at least 20 in Hermie's half the 4th frame.
What are you talking about? He won the game. I don't know what you're talking about. He won. He needed. George needed a lot of help. That wasn't enough help. Ducky Russell, big 4 in the 10th frame. And gets 2. still good enough for the win, as Ducky Russell now takes a 2-1 lead, winning game 3 here, 234-227. The champion now back up on top.
Hermie's able to get the 10 pin to fall. Hermie now has a double. Right now, Hermie with the double has got the lead down to 20 pins. Lee is up right now in her half of the 5th frame. This is game 5. This has turned into a 2 out of 3 match. Both ladies have 2 wins apiece. Lee looking for a strike here to hold on. That looks good. It is. I don't know what Tim Morgan's looking at. He's a little bit concerned over there. I don't know why. Now he's giving the thumbs up after the pins went down. Now I get the thumbs up from Tim.
Commentary, you're beating on the audience says commentary is very good today.
Now here's game finally started here at game 4, heavyweights. After the lane breakdown, they're a little behind here. Actually, not too far behind. Game 4 underway. George Baxter starts off with a strike. Much needed strike.
Here's Lee. Lee's looking for 2. No. 10 pin. Crazy 10 pin. But yeah, this is going to air, and it's going to air later after the announcing.
Yeah, that's what I said. It is going to air.
It will air. Correct.
That's why Jen and everybody was getting it. Where is it? Where is it? That's why you were getting text messages. Where are the matches? I'm pretty sure I got a picture. Then they realized it was on my page.
Lee's going to make the 10 pin, and we're good to go.
All you do is go
Ducky Russell here
Right
strikes
now,
in the first.
Lee's still in the lead, but now that lead is starting to vanish. Right now, Hannibal only down by 20, and another strike, she'll be only down by 10.
Ducky Russell, as I mentioned before, strikes first frame, snaps the 10 out, second frame. He's got the first 2 to start game number 4. George Baxis here. Especially he finished the last game off with the back 5. Made the ball change, and he's keeping it going here. He's got 6 in a row.
Strike here by Hermie Hannibal, and we got ourselves a tie game. There it goes. We're tied. Both women go out the door. We will have a 247-247 tie.
George Baxis, second frame, lead 6. His friend is back, the 9 pin. With a couple of those before he finished out with the last 5 in game 3. Got strike here, first frame, game 4, and then the friend's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come visit again."
Speaking of which, Lee knows the gauntlet's being thrown down right now at this point. She's got to start striking, and right now she does. We are tied going into the 8th frame. Buckaroo here looking to maintain the tie. She does. Double for Lee. We are still tied. Hermie's half of the 8th frame. Here we go. Hermie's term 8th frame. That ball looks good, and it is. 5 in a row for Hermie. We are still tied going into the 9th frame. do remember saying I enjoyed covering the Vixens matches. What? Keep going. Okay.
Just we're trying to switch for you.
Run.
I'm covering this match. That's too bad, John. Hannibal going for 6. Oh, that ball's got to hurry a ton, and it won't. 2-8. All the area that she had, she's thrown that ball there, and she's gotten away with it before. She did not get away with it that shot. And now the door is wide open for Lee Buckaroo to take this game in the late stages and be up 3-2.
The exciting finish coming up here for the Vixens here. We'll get back to you that in a minute. Heavyweight title match, game 4. George has himself a pair of strikes on lane 5. Couldn't get the 9 out in the second frame. Ducky Russell, however, has the first 3. I'm waiting to get blamed for that. I probably won't. I won't get blamed if he throws strikes. I just get blamed if he opens, that's all. For Ducky Russell
Strike
with a
takes the lead
20
in the
pin
match. Oh,
advantage.
that ball's got to check up. It doesn't. Yeah, that almost could have been an ugly, ugly ball, but it leaves a 9-pin. And based on what Hermie did in her 9th frame, if she makes this, Lee will be up by 1 pin going into the 10th frame. She does have to make it first, though.
And Ducky Russell. There he is. Give him a few strikes. He'll talk. Front 4 for Ducky Russell.
I never have ever bowled in
Lee will make the spare, and we go into the 10th frame. Right now, Lee up by 1 as we go into the 10th frame.
Oh, wait, that's getting edited. I'm sorry, guys.
You're right. That will be edited out.
Edit that out.
First ball here. Needs the first one. That's 1. And I say she'll need the first one because Hermie Hannibal is more than capable of striking out in the 10th frame. Basically, 3 strikes from Lee will give her the game by 1 pin. Anything less than that, and Hermie will have a chance to tie or win as we go into the 10th frame. Well, I know you want to stay with her 3 strikes. My role is Switzerland. I make the finest wines and cheeses. Would you like a little goat? I've got some goat out in the back.
I got to rep South Jersey a little bit.
South Jersey versus Long Island.
All these strikes, boy, I tell you.
Second ball here. Once again, same situation. No, 10 pin. Now this is a huge, and I mean a huge spare for Lee. If Lee makes the spare, Hermie's got to get the first 2. If Lee opens, Hermie only needs a strike in the first ball, and then a potential tie situation coming up. Obviously, if she shoots the first 2, she'll win regardless.
That boy gotta have it.
She'll make the spare.
There's some for both of them that shook, and I swear to
She made her. Come on, Hermie.
First ball here from Hermie. Gotta have it. She does not. Leaves the 9 pin, and Lee Buckaroo will win this. And she'll take a 3-2 lead.
That's the 9 because that means that was a good shot. And something like a 9 pin where you don't have a good shot and it just is a little bit angled more than it needed to be. That hurt.
That was a very well thrown ball.
That hurt. Believe it or not. Yeah. All right.
Here's the fill shot. Does not matter. Hermie's going to finish with the 214, but the missed 10 pins didn't come to bite her earlier, but it's really come to bite her now. At the end of Game 5, Lee Bookerud 216, Hermie Hannibal 214. Lee Bookerud is 1 game away from once again winning the Northeast Vixens Championship. And the margin for Hermie is 0, or in the words of Jonathan Dansbury, sing
El
it with me,
Cheapo.
John. El Cheapo.
El Cheapo. Exciting finish there, Game 5 at Vixens. So, heavyweight title match. Well,
Everybody
it doesn't
tries to take my
lack
job away from me. I'm
excitement
miserable
here.
now.
We apparently missed a lot. Let's
He
see.
tried.
12 strikes and 13 shots so far. Ducky Russell, the front 6. George Baxis. As we mentioned earlier, the 9-pin in the second frame, that would be the only blemish on the scorecard so far in Game 4. George now with 5 in a row after a spare strike to start Game 4.
Get in there. Yeah.
We are now at Game 6. Lee starts with a strike. They're really clear right now. Very simple. Lee wins this game. She regains the title. If Lee does not win this game, we get to Game 7. Good times. Hannibal up first. That ball looks good, and I'm betting she wished she threw that in the first ball in the 10th frame. Both women on strikes as we go into frame 2.
Here's Ducky here. Oh, it's high. 4-pin is going to stand up. It's one thing when it's one thing when Ducky talks to himself. It's another thing when he answers
I'll
himself.
say this about this match there between Ducky and George right now. You know, Ducky's a little bit high. 279 could be short.
Yeah, I was getting to that point. I was just more amused by Ducky answering himself. Ducky
Booker
Russell
right now,
makes the
that ball
4-pin.
looks high. Leaves the 4-pin. Almost left the 6. Once again, frame 2.
No, you didn't listen very well.
Frame 2's been a mess for pretty much everybody at this point.
Here is Ducky Russell here in the 8th, ringing 10 now. I don't know if that was like Ducky just trying to steer a car there. I don't know what's going on. Didn't steer the ball enough, that's all I know. 6 flew around the 10-pin. Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is fun. I'm enjoying everything right now. This is great.
We haven't updated the Classic Tag Team title match. That strike by Raul Renteria in the first ball in the 10th, that gives them the win. So we got a 2-2 match. 2-2 title match here for the Classic Tag belts, yes. Ducky takes care of the 10-pin. So here's an opportunity for George Baxis here. It's not front 5, but 5 in a row. Throw a couple more here to
You know what I think
inch
maybe
closer
part
to
of
a
the issue
2-2
is
tie.
here? Lee is a bigger fan of diversity, and she doesn't like the fact that she's being in the lead at this point. She's up 2-0. Hermie turns around and comes back. She goes up 3-2, and now I see a sloppy second frame, a sloppy third frame, and then maybe we'll see her again into Game 7. First things first, got to make the spare here, and she will. All right, we're going back to the area for today's game with Hermie. Hermie's got the front 3, and she's up by 22 as we go into the 4th frame.
Heavyweight title match. George Baxis, 8th frame. Didn't get the 6-1 in a row. Leaves the 4-8. That one's got a hole. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, spare 8th frame for George. 10-pin game as we head into the 9th frame. Advantage Ducky Russell. The champion leads 2-1.
Hermie right now having a chance to put this one away. Leaves the 10-pin. And she'll make it. And I say that because if you remember Game 4, she got the front 9 and pretty much ran away at this point. Right now, it's only a 21-pin lead.
Here is George Bax's 9th frame. Gotta have something here. 10-pin. Messenger goes in front of the gate. So...
Right now with a strike, it will still be 21. A double here, and she'll cut it down to 11.
George here, 10-pin. He covers. He clips it. All right, so George with a spare in the 9th frame. Best you can do, 247. Ducky Russell. I won't say it too loud because he's right next to me. Not anymore. 268. So Ducky will need at least a strike in there somewhere to hold off George here in Game 4. Ducky does slap the 10 out. Strike the 9th frame for Ducky Russell. So for Ducky Russell, as long as he fills 20 here in the 10th, spare strike.
Lead is not double. Lee gets a spare over here.
He will shut out George Bax's. Of course, first hit will also give him the win too. But 20 minimum in the 10th, Ducky will have a 3-1 advantage.
I believe John Ducky needs the first one here.
Oh. All right, not over yet. Spare strike is still good for Ducky Russell. 248. Best George can do, 247.
Well, John, here's the interesting thing. First of all, Ducky needs to make the spare. Second of all, more importantly, he must get all 10 to win by 1. If he doesn't do that, George has got a chance to either tie or win.
Yeah. First the spare. That's it. No good. No good. I guess I'll make the score correction since he's not there.
Strike spares a win.
Get in there! Hurry up!
And right now, Lee Buckaroo with that strike is taking the lead here in Game 6. Second part of it.
Big shot here for George. First hit. Set him up. Oh, not over yet. Another 9-pin again for George Baxis. He must spare a strike to tie this game.
Well, if he makes this and he strikes, it's a tie.
Yes, I just said
Which
that.
should only be fitting in this game.
Yes, I did just say that, yes. What a 10th frame we have here.
Harry?
All right, first 9-pin, which he's made all day. He covers it, so strike the tie. And 9th and 10th frame roll off. Anything less,
2 frame roll off. Nothing.
Ducky survives and takes a 3-1 lead.
Another game. Now, Hermie goes out the door. It's a 239. Right now, Lee can go out for a 248. So Lee is 3 frames away from regaining the Vixens title.
Gotta have him. Strike for the tie. 2-pin is going to stand up, and Ducky Russell survives the open in the 10th frame. Your final 236-235. The champion now leads 3 games to 1.
8th frame. Ball hooks up. No. 4-pin. It hooked up. Did not check out. Assuming Lee gets this, Hermie Hannibal will be up by 12 with 2 frames left to go. Lee will make it. Go into 9th frame. 12-pin game. I actually, for the record, I thought that ball looked really good. In the 8th frame, going into the 9th. I would think Lee, I don't want to say must have a strike here, but must have a strike here.
Yeah, we just saw one exciting finish here in the heavyweight match here in Game 4. Can we have another one here?
There it is.
Lee's making it interesting here.
Hannibal here, first ball. That ball's got to check up, and that time it does. That is the recovery lane. We go into the 10th frame right now. Hermie Hannibal still up by 12, both women on strikes. So here's the deal. If Hermie throws a strike, we see a Game 7. If she doesn't throw a strike, Lee can come in, take the match. First ball here. This is for Game 6. That's buried.
Not quite yet, Gordon.
Almost. Hermie needs 9 spare. 9 spare will be a win.
Alright, you knocked it out. Woo-hoo!
That's a 9. All right now. Well, if she makes the spare, she will win by 1. We will go to a Game 7. However, she's already missed 4 10-pins. Spare opportunity here. She'll get it. And we will see a Game 7, folks.
That's just because nobody wanted your prediction to happen. That it ended in Game 6.
No, it's never going to end in Game 6. We're seeing Game 7. We're going to see Game 7s everywhere. But it's my favorite. I love Game 7s.
You put your prediction 6.
In this match, I certainly did. Nope.
They were like, nope.
Nope.
We're going to take this and make everybody happy.
How dare Gordon get something completely 100% right?
How dare
he?
Gordon does that?
Even though I've done that a whole bunch of times, but not this match.
Not allowed, Gordon.
Not allowed.
No, almost. Oh. All right, we're going to turn to the heavyweights, and
Heavyweights have missed more single pin spares than the Vixens, by the way. Just like to point that out.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, in the last 2 frames, oh my goodness. I mean, Ducky flagged a 10 pin. Ducky flagged another 10 pin. George flags a 10 pin, and we have Georgia strike open. Ducky was open.
Ducky is trying to get George right back into this match, and George wants none of it.
I don't know. Ducky looking to recover here. It's like 4 pin. I'm confident that Ducky will make this. So.
Yeah, well, she's going to miss that, but that's a strike shot, and we all know that. At the end of Game 6, Hermie 228, Lee 215. We are tied 3 games apiece. We're going away Game 7. Whole ball of wax. All kit and caboodle.
Oh, I stand corrected.
I would like to reiterate the point that the Vixens are making much more spares than the heavyweights at this point.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Of course.
Just want to point that out there, John.
Of course, yes.
Except Hermie doesn't need to make spares because she just threw a strike. Here we go with Game 7.
Yeah,
Whoever
Game
wins
7.
This grabs the Vixens title and is 1 match away from going to Battle Bowl to defend it.
Yeah, Battle Bowl coming up very soon. It'll be here before you know it. Now, heavyweights, all right, so we got 18 to 28 after 2 frames. Both bowlers on opens. Ducky with a ball change
Here's
there.
the first ball. That ball looks... It looked okay, and then it cut back in, and it doesn't look okay anymore. Big 4.
Oh, my goodness. Ducky
So
with his
far,
3rd
right
straight
now,
open.
in the men's match, we have 5 frames that have been shot, and 4 of them have been opens.
Not only have 4 of them opens, 4 of them are 9 miss.
What's going on around here?
I don't know. I think Ducky's got a brain fart right here, right now.
It's been a global brain fart, apparently, in all the lanes.
He was fortunate to get away with the first open. In the 10th frame of the last game, he got away with 1. Right now, he's got 27 through 3. That's,
Who let in the skunk?
Yeah. George here, can he take advantage? He sure can. George Baxis with the only strikes here in Game 5.
All right, Lee back
Both
in there. That
are
looks
on the
good.
right
10
lane.
pin. John, George may win this game by default, John.
Well, I don't know. I don't need Ducky giving me any more mean looks. I mean, I was already blamed. I was already blamed 1 time by Ducky. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna. No. I will just say that he has missed 3 spares. I'm stating the obvious. That's all. George here looking for the first double. Game 5. He's got it. George Baxis takes full advantage of the 3 open frames by the champion.
I would like to point out that Lee Buckaroo just showed everybody how to make a 10 pin. I think we need to all be taking notes on this.
We should go back to the replay. Can we get replay on this? Get replay and show that video over. This is how you make a 10
over
pin.
and over again. Well, right now, looking to take the lead with the double, she does. You don't have to worry about the 10 pin when you throw strikes.
That too, yeah. That works. And where is Ducky? There he is. There is one Ducky Russell.
And right now, that ball looks a little bit high. 9 pin. Yeah, a little tight, a little high. I didn't like that one when it was thrown out. Looks like another silent killer behind me.
Another cheerleader.
Hey, cheerleader. Looks like Hermie will make the spare. She will.
Now here is Ducky Russell, fourth frame. Game number 5. He's got 27 through 3. He's going back to the original ball, I believe. And he leaves the 10 pin.
3-1 Ducky. Okay. Even though soon to be 3-2 Ducky because Ducky does not like making single pin spares.
Ducky facing another 10 pin. He's missed 2 this game already.
You may want to have Ducky take notes over here. Strike with anything at this point. With spares, with marks. All right, right now, going into the fourth frame of the decisive Game 7. Lee down by 23 at this point, but can cut it down to 13 with the double in the fourth frame.
I'd like to make note that Ducky Russell has made a spare.
Double right now. Lee is still chasing, but she's only down by 13. Going to Hermie's half of the fourth frame.
Ducky Russell quickly getting up in the approach here on 5. Looking for his first strike here in Game 5. He does. First strike of Game 5 in the 5th frame. He's not too far down, but he's done himself a decent
right
hole
now,
here.
looking to get back on the strike train. She does. 13-pin lead by Hermie as we go into the 5th frame of Game 7.
Here's George Baxter looking for 3 in a row. 10-pin goes. George Baxter. He's got 4 of the first 5. He's got a hole in the second frame.
Hermie right now, ball looks good. It is. Maintaining the 13-pin lead. Guarantees she will still have a lead. Lee's turn to respond. It is not this first or second frame.
Here's George here, 6th frame. He's going for 4 in a row now. Light. 7-pin will stand.
Ball looks good. It is 3 in a row for Lee. Still 13 pins. Going to the second half of Game 7.
Here's George on the 7-pin. And hey! George with his first 9 spare of the game. He didn't flag the 7-pin. So we got an update. Oh, hold on. Right after Lee throws his shot here. Hold on.
Oh, that is a bad shot to have, and a bad shot to have right there. 7-10 in the 6th frame in the second half of Game 7. Lee was already down by 13, and she's now going to need a lot of help from Hermie.
So we got an update on the welterweight title match.
Welterweight title match right now. We're tied 2-2 going into Game 5.
Yeah, Theo came out to a 2-0 start, and he's relinquished the lead. So, sounds like back and forth action there. Oh, Carl
Lee right now with a big open, a huge opportunity for Hermie to start making a lot of ground here. Hannibal right now looking for 3 in a row. Looking to jump. She does. 3 down. Hermie, who's being closed in on, is now up by 37 as we go into the 7th frame.
Ducky left George's friend up there, the 9-pin.
Remember right now looking for 4. Speaking of 9 pins,
And Hermie just left George's friend the 9-pin. Ducky covers.
Yeah, if Hermie hit the strike here, that would have been very close to game, set, match. And I know she'll make the spare because she's not either Ducky or George.
Hey, hey.
There's Ducky Russell here. 7th frame. 10
Oh,
pin.
Ducky will get another shot at a 10 pin.
Gonna stand up. Ducky down 40.
Lee right here,
can't get
7th
going.
frame. Got to have it, but that ball looks good. It is big strike for Lee Bookerwood as we go into the 8th frame. Lee can go out the door for a 232. Hermie can go out for a 258.
Oh my goodness.
And as I said, she'll make the spare because she's not Ducky or George.
Jesus. Well, all right, practice game. Ducky still needs one game for the
Kevin,
win.
you remember that practice game that you were talking about? Ducky's having it right now.
Yeah, practice game.
8th frame right here for Lee. That ball's going to go on. 10 pin.
Sorry. That really is that big. It's okay. He said he only proves that when he's home.
Will anyone make a 10 pin on the men's side?
Will
Anyone at
anybody-
all?
The world will
Well,
never
Lee's
know.
going to make hers. Sure will.
That's not Ducky or George.
That's not Ducky or George.
Sorry, Ducky.
So, however, and a big however here, she needs a lot of help from Hermie at this point. Hermie right now, 8th frame. That ball looks good. It is. Another strike from the New York Hall of Famer. And now looking at the count, best Lee can do is 212. A strike here from Hermie, and she will get the 212 right there. Actually, she'll be at 208. A strike here, she will not need to mark in the 10th, regardless of what Lee does. The ball right now. Oh, she gets the 10 pin to go down. And Hermie right now only needs count. She does not need to mark in the 10th, regardless of what Lee does.
All right, so Vixens are wrapping up pretty much. Heavyweight, game 5. George striking the 8th frame. The best he can go out for is 236. Ducky Russell, 185 with the massive amount of holes. Classic Tag Team title match, game 5 coming near to an end. Secret Society up to finish the 10th frame first. They can go out for 212. Dysfunctional Bowlers
Yeah,
can go out the
Hermie was
door for
throwing Lee strike for her.
225. The Secret Society is going to finish first. Second
No,
hit
but
here,
Lee
and
needs
its
to
10th
throw
will
her
put
own
some
strikes.
pressure on
That's being
Dysfunctional
said.
Bowlers.
Again, great matches have gone to game 7. The one big difference in the match is that first frame and that 7th frame. That 7th frame, a killer. I'm sorry, that 6th frame, a killer. Yeah, I'll do it from the front desk.
And Ducky
Not a
Russell,
10 pin, he's got a shot at it.
he's got a 4-pin, and to little to Gordon's knowledge, Ducky has missed a 4-pin earlier. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So this game is pretty much over here. It's a classic tag team title match. Carla Pereira. She's left the 5-7 second ball in the 10th. And she will get 1. So Dysfunctional Bowlers. Mark with good count. Sum it up to that. Mark with good count, and they will have game 5.
Didn't even have to erase it.
Didn't have to erase it. It's right there.
Here's Brian Andes. Oh, that's not good for Brian. He needed a mark. He
And
goes
it's now
7.
Secret Society's turn to steal one.
Brian. Nope, Raul Renteria. He needs to go. He needs to make the 6, 7, 10 and strike to win. They must spare strike. Exciting Game 5 finish here for the Classic Tag Team title match. Raul must make it. In the gutter, no good. Secret Society wins Game 5. 201-186. A stunning finish over there. Over here at the heavyweights, George, well, 7-10 in the 10th here. He's at 200 now. He's going to have a Game 5 victory. We'll see Game 6.
Leah's going to strike out for the 212. Lee bowled very, very well. She bowled very good, but I'm sure she wants to have that first frame and 6th frame back. Hermie needs a 5. If she gets it, she retains. That's 9, that's enough. Congratulations to Hermie Hannibal for successfully defending her title. Took her 7 games and she had to earn it, and earn it she did. Hermie made a 10-pin.
Hermie made a 10-pin.
I want George and Ducky to be taking notes on this.
Oh, my goodness.
Green's going to strike. She's going to finish with a 237. At the end of Game 7, Hermie Hannibal, 237. Lee Buckaroo, 212. Hermie is going to win this 4-3. And this is one of the reasons why I love covering Vixens matches. Another great match in the books.
Yeah, what an exciting finish there. Another great 7-game match here at Lodi. And these are, 2 proven champions pretty much battling each other. And, of course, expected nothing less there. So heavyweights are finishing up here in Game 5. Ducky, he's got a double. He may have found something here. Game 5. George with 200 is going to win Game 5. So it's going to be a 3-2 game now. And the Classic Tag Team title match is also 3-2. Secret Society sneaking out the win in Game 5. And there is your final in Game 5 for the heavyweights. George Bakshis survives. He wins 200-165. And we go to a Game 6. So, Game 6 about to get underway here for the heavyweights. Well,
Tell Ducky that we're going to take a break for 2 minutes because I got to interview him and then I got to interview Brian.
So why are we interviewing? Why are we taking a 2-minute break?
Because the microphone is on that camera.
Okay, so we just so bold. I don't got to take a 2-minute break. So
I say you shot a 165 and that came in. You need a break.
He just switched balls when he shot.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, yes. No break.
all right, so Game 6 is underway. George Bakshis starts off with a strike.
We don't know how many viewers are on the live stream. It's not on the UBA page.
And Ducky Russell struggled mightily in Game 5, but he threw a turkey in the 10th to end the game. He may have found something, and he's got the first strike here. So 4 in a row from last game into this game so far for Ducky Russell. Oops. That did not help. And Ducky, that one goes light. He leaves the 2-4. Ducky on the spare. This time, no questions asked. He covers the spare there. It's Ducky Russell coming off the 165 game in Game 5. Got to feel he's got a better look here. He's up 3-2. I'm sure the champion wants to close out the match as soon as he can. Oh, here's George. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Can someone say area check? Anybody? Area check, anybody?
Please don't be a 9-pin.
I mean, wow. I mean, oh, my goodness. That was out to like 2. He got the ball all the way back from 2. And he still struck. Almost leaving the 9-pin. George's friend, the 9-pin. Oh, man. George here looking for the front 3 here in Game 6. Snaps the 10 out. George Baxis surviving Game 5. Now here in Game 6, down 3-2. He's got the early lead. George sitting in the background, anything but the 9-pin. Although 9-pin isn't so bad. But if that keeps coming up for him, then different story. Ducky Russell. Looks like he found something. He has struck 5 of the last 6 times. Of course, all 5 strikes are coming on that lane 6, the right lane. So right now, he's got to figure out lane 5. Once he does, we got ourselves a game. Ducky Russell, did he find it? Flat 10. Flat 10. So he's getting closer, but he does not get the 10 to go out. So Ducky, does he make a 10-pin? Oh, I think he took notes. Ducky Russell making the quick work of the 10-pin. He stays clean for the first 4 frames. Classic tag team title match next to these guys. 3-2 Secret Society right now. First time I could say that dysfunctional bowlers are in trouble here. I can't say the last time that dysfunctional bowlers was down 3-2. But right now, they got open strike, spare 3 in a row. Secret Society with their early lead. Strike, spare 3 in a row. Here's George Baxis. And he's got 4 in a row now. So George Baxis with a 30-pin advantage through 4, fighting to stay alive here in his June heavyweight title match. Eddie Williams for Secret Society. He just gave his team 4 in a row now. And he's got a 21 pin advantage. There's George here looking for a front 5. That's got to hurry. And not quite enough. Ring 10. Now, if he took notes from Ducky on how to make the 10 pin, he might make this. There's Eddie Williams. Eddie Williams now 5 in a row for Secret Society. 31 pin advantage now. Secret Society looking to close in on capturing the classic tag team belts. George. He makes the 10 pin. So George with the spare after the front 4. Probably his best star of the day. No, sorry, second best star of the day. George's second best star of the day. Game 1, he had the front 8. This game, he's got the front 4, 9 spare. Ducky. Well, he's 3 for 3 on the right lane. Lane 6, he's got a Dutch 200 going for the first 5. But he still trails in this game. Only up 3-2 now. Gave away game 5 pretty much. A lot of holes in the beginning. Did not help, so. Classic tag team title match. Dysfunctional bowlers. Oh, it looks like they're waiting for a ball to get back. And Ducky Russell, I don't know what he's up. Oh, he's tying the shoes. So, tag team title match on hold for the moment. Waiting for ball return call. Here's Ducky Russell here, 6 frame. Looking for the first double here. 2 pin will not go down, and he continues to continue on here in game 6 without a double here. The 10 pin last time, that ball did not have an opportunity to make it back to the pocket, and the 2 pin is the result of that shot, and he does cover. So Ducky Russell now 6 frames through for a Dutch 200. And that's got to be a sigh of relief for George. Nickname on George's shirt, Cinderella Story. Right now he's trying to finish one here. Down 3-1 after 4 games. Won game 5 with 200. Game 6, he's got a good start. Can he continue? For another strike. Nope, 10 pin. So another 10 pin for George. Classic tag team title match continues. Morrow struck in the 8th, giving them 5 in a row. Here is Carla Pereira. 10 pin. So now they got a game. They have a game over there. Both teams can go out for 258, 259. Exciting finish coming up in the classic tag team title match. 259 apiece. They go out the door. George here on the 10 pin. Drills it. So George Baxis 6 through game number 6, up 28. He needs to win to keep going. He's going to need 7 if he wants to win the title. Ducky looking to end it right here. George here in the 7th frame off the 10 pin. He gets 10 to go this time. Strike number 5 for the challenger, Hounds of War. Eddie Williams up on lane 7. Currently up 20 right now. Strike here to keep the 20-pin advantage. He does. Eddie Williams.
3-2.
Eddie Williams strikes 2. That's a big strike in the 9th frame for Eddie. Here's Ducky here. 4-9. 9 goes lead. And I have an update on the welterweight title match. It is 3-2, the challenger, Theodore Rampinson. Now 3-2 is airing game 6. So classic tag team title match. Dysfunctional bowlers. Here in 9th frame, Brian Andy's newly crowned cruiserweight champion. He gets a 7 out. Ducky Russell converts in the 7th frame.
You have all the mics. Because Gordon is not here anymore, so you have all the mics. No. Keep talking to that. You know, you just, now we have all.
I would have all the mics. Ducky Russell's here, 8th frame. He can't get the corner out. He just can't buy a strike at this point. We might see game 7 here. So 10th frame coming up, game 6 here. Big 10th frame.
Do you have a picture of Brian Andy?
And Raul just did not get the 10 out.
Okay.
So Raul rings a 10-pin here. And that opens the door for Secret Society. So spare strike here for Raul. They go 238. And actually he opens. That is open frame. 226 for dysfunctional bowlers. Nine count. 9 in 2 balls for Carla Pereira. And we will have new classic tag team champions. There's a big shot here. 9 for the win. 9's good. 9's a winner. We have new classic tag team champions for the first time in a long time. Secret Society. Oh, got to make the tag first to make it official. Once Eddie throws the ball, the game is official. The match will be over. Eddie Williams and Carla Pereira are your new classic tag team champions in the Northeast. And it's the first time in a long time we have new champions. And it's a great run by dysfunctional bowlers to have held the belts for. I'd have to look. I'd have to go back and take a look how long they had the belts, but it was an incredible run for Raul and Brian to have the belts. So, and there is Eddie to finish the game in game 6, and he snaps the 10 out. And that is it. That's official. Secret Society are your new classic tag team champions. Eddie Williams, Carla Pereira win 239-226.
That's what I told him when he missed all them countries and he started walking. I said, yo, go back to school, reset.
So Gordon will be with those guys shortly. So now we have the heavyweights down in front here. Game 6 action. So we are in the 10th frame here of Game 6. Ducky here. He still can't buy a strike until he gets one there. So Ducky, he's going to be clean here in Game 6, but he's only going to have 190. George Back's just 198. So it's going to be Game 7 here. We're going to Game 7 here. We've got an exciting finish here. George has come back from 3-1, and he's going to be going to Game 7. So Ducky finishes with 197. So George here, 10th frame. This is pretty much practice here. So George wins games 5, game 6. He has a pretty good look, couple 10 pins. Front 4. He's got a double here, first ball in 10th. And he's going to go to the bag, see what else he can throw. I mean, that's a pretty good look right now. So we're going to Game 7 here. Lots of great finishes here at Lodi Lanes. The Vixens going 7 in an exciting match. The Classic Tag Team title match going 6. With Secret Society winning 4 games to 2. And right here in front of us, the Heavyweights going to Game 7. George Back's his three-timer, 10th frame, 238 plus fill shot. And the welterweights, I believe that was Game 6. Well, I might get an update soon because it looks like they're starting another game, so it's probably Game 7. Or I just can't see that well. So a lot of exciting finishes. A lot of matches going the distance here. George here to finish Game 6. Light mixer goes. 248 for George Baxis. Gives him the Game 6 victory. And we are going to another Game 7. Our third Game 7 of the day. And the Cruiserweights went 7. The Vixens go 7. The Heavyweights here, George Baxter, Ducky Russell, are going to 7. And Ducky underway. Here we go. Game 7 now. Here we go. Ducky starts off with a strike. 1 game for all the marbles for the belt. And then next month, it is a matchup against Douglas Haran right before Battle Bowl. Dougie looking to get back the world belt that he so claimed never lost.
It's cool back here. It's too hot up there. I don't understand why.
Here's George here, start Game 7. He finished with the last 4. And he's got the first one here, start Game 7. Both bowlers with strikes to start Game 7. Ducky Russell, a strong start to the day here. 243, 246, 234, 236, 959 for the first 4. He's having trouble finding his look here. George started the day with 277. And he kind of fell off a little bit, going 878 for the next 4. 200 game was the lowest game of the 4 from games 2 to 5, but he would win with 200. found his look again here in Game 6, 248. And that is how we got to Game 7. And George Bakshis now with the first two here in Game 7. Ducky Russell here looking to match him. Goes high. 10's going to fall. The 6 will stay. Ducky Russell. Will cover. His cheering crew yelling at him, pretty much saying, go back to the guru on that lead.
I keep trying to tell him that.
That was cute.
Wasn't it?
That was really cute. Like,
You know it's
that was really cute.
Ducky Russell here, third frame. That one goes pinch high, 4-7. And I think the people that are on his side here do not like the ball change here in Game 7. Ducky on the 4-7. He covers. So Ducky Russell staying clean, but I don't know if that's going to be the right ball for him.
We're there first. You're absolutely right.
Ducky Russell on is up 3 games to 1.
I'm gonna clean up all the spaghetti. But I'll keep this.
And he is going 362 the last 2 games, including 165 in Game 5. George Bakshis looking for the first 3 here. 10-pin. So Ducky Russell catching a little bit of a break here. George not getting too far ahead in the early going.
Can I get a title shot right now? Can I get a title shot right now? Right now. Can I get one right now? That was like a 24/7 rule where you have to tell them at any point in time. Nobody can.
George on the 10-pin. He does cover, no problems, no questions asked. So George with an 11-pin advantage, 3 frames through game number 7. Title match Sunday here, Lodi Lanes, site of the UBA Stay in Your Lane event.
Kevin and I spent some very nice time.
And George Bakshis is making a run for this title belt. Down 3-1 after 4 games. He has fought and crawled back. He's made the right ball change, made the right adjustments. Game 6 to shoot 248. There he is, Game 7. Can he keep it going? 7-10. Will stand up. He does not get a break. He cannot get either one to go down. 7-10 for George Bakshis. Ducky Russell knows he must take advantage of this. George here. He's going to get 1. And that is an unfortunate break for George Bakshis. Great shot, just did not get the 7 or the 10 to go down. And that is a huge break for the champion. Can Ducky Russell take advantage? He's got 1. So right now, max scores, Ducky Russell 268, George Bakshis 256. So at this moment, Ducky leads by 2. Can he find his first double here in Game 7? Key shot here for Ducky. Can he get it? 7-pin goes down! Late 7 goes down for the champion. He gets a huge double here in the 5th. Huge break for the champion. And he is in. He has a 12-pin advantage. Huge turnaround for Ducky Russell. And George Baxis trying to, as we mentioned before, trying to finish the Cinderella story here. It is not looking good at the moment. George needs to get one back. That one labored. That one looked like it labored. He got the light hit to go. He still trails by 12. Halfway through Game 7, George Baxis has fallen all the way back from down 3-1 to force Game 7 to get to 3-3. Can he complete the comeback? George here looking for his second double of Game 7. It's it to go.
Cinderella story. La, la, la.
Another double for George Baxis. Pressure back on the champion, Ducky Russell. Must respond. Can Ducky respond? 3 in a row. 10-pin will not go down.
Because Gordon stopped commentary, so now all the microphones.
Ducky on 10-pin. Watch out. Another open frame for Ducky Russell. And that is a horrible time for Ducky to have an open frame there. Not good at all.
What's the availability in July? I need you to be available on July 17th.
Ducky, quick work, trying to rebound off the 10-pin miss. He strikes it in the 7th.
We got 2 more to go.
And Ducky, well, he took a quick lead and he gave it back to George. So he did rebound off the open frame 6 frame. George Baxis. George Baxter's looking for a turkey here. 10 back again. George now leads by 21. So 21. 3 frames to go to decide the heavyweight champion in the Northeast. We're going to have another exciting finish here. George looking for 4. That might be left to target. 2-8-10. He caught too much. The oil ball pushed too far down lane. Huge break again. Here we go. Who can stay out of trouble? Pretty much at this point. And right now, George with a huge mistake here. Looked like he moved. Looked like he is so far in at this point where if he misses left, the ball goes too far down lane. And he missed it at the bottom too. So 2 here for George. And an open frame, and Ducky Russell once again in Game 7 has life. The best George can do, 221. Ducky Russell, 235. Ducky with life again. Can he take advantage? Looking for a double. Gets it to go. 7 goes down. He did this last time. He doubled last time. And then he opened in the 6th. Ninth frame, foundation frame. Strike here. Ducky cannot be shut out in the 10th. Gotta have it. Turkey, the ninth frame. Gets it to go. Ducky Russell. Step it up again. Huge turkey for Ducky Russell. Off the missed 10 pin in the 6th. George Baxis now to respond. George must go out the door here. He's got to get this one. Oh, he does not, and he leaves another split. 4-6. And this could be trouble for George. George looked like he was in the driver's seat after the turkey, and he goes 2-8-10. Follows it up with the 4-6. And George, if he is to have any hope at all, must strike out here. Right now, max scores, George Baxis 200, Ducky Russell 235. First ball in the 10th here for George. That ball labored again. He collapsed a lot of pins on the left side for his first hit in the 10th. Second ball. This one's big. This one he moved right. 10 back. Probably thinking there was the adjustment right there. That was an adjustment shot there. So 190 plus this ball here. And for Ducky Russell, we'll see what George does first, and then we'll see what Ducky needs. George here to finish the 10th frame. 10 back, he finishes with 200. So Ducky will need 9 on the first ball to retain the heavyweight title. What a seesaw battle here in Game 7. And it comes down to this. Ducky, 9 on the first ball, is a winner. Nine a winner for the win. Does he get it? 9's a winner. That is it. And I don't think Ducky realized it yet. Am I the only person in the building that knows he won? I think I'm the only person in the building that knew he won off the spot. So that's it. Ducky Russell survives Game 7. And yeah, I don't think people realized he won on the 10 pin. So Ducky Russell survives, giving up a 3-1 lead, opening the 6th frame, Game 7. He survives all the pitfalls to retain the Northeast heavyweight title. And it is a valiant fought battle here down to the 10th frame, pretty much. Ducky Russell retains the heavyweight title, and now he has a date with Douglas Huron coming up in July. He wins Game 7, 213 to 200.
I don't care who's watching care. It's Ducky versus Ducky. I don't care.
And immediately,
I'm finally going to be on a poster in the UBA. Yes.
Ducky goes, I can only get a poster in the UBA. And I think Gordon will be coming down here to interview the reigning heavyweight champion shortly. And Dougie will be out of the picture, hopefully. Dougie will be out of the picture for the next 2 minutes, so. And here is Gordon. He's going to get an interview with the champion.
So I am here with your still UBA Northeast Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Ducky Russell.
Mismatch. It was a mismatch. He moved way lefter. He moved more left than I did, and he caught a couple of bad frames in Game 7. But yeah, I mean, Baby Huey going home back to South Jersey.
Baby Huey going home back to South Jersey. Now explain to me, because both John and I were chattering away. You got away with a couple of things in some of the games, but that's how bowling goes. That's how it is. What matters at the end of the day is that your score was higher than his.
Right.
You're up 3-2. Explain to me what the heck at the beginning of Game 6 that was.
Well, I was watching him.
9-0.
Yeah.
9-0.
Yeah.
9-0.
Should have been front 7, but I mean, I'm trying to do the whole ball down thing. I didn't want to move left because I saw how bad he was throwing the ball, and he was getting the reaction that I was going to get. So if I would have moved left, I would have been just as bad. So I just decided to stay outside and to keep balling down. And at that point, when I got to Game 6, I was already out of options. So I only had to move left. And once I moved left, I kept getting the soft 10, and I just couldn't carry it.
Here's the one thing that I know about you. As crazy as you are, you're one of the smarter bowlers that are in the World Championship Series. And one of the things that makes it, I would say, less of a surprise that you're here, you know how to adjust. And you're very good at that, and you're very good at frustrating your opponents, not just verbally, but on the lanes when you force them to adjust and force them to move. I see what you're doing. So, and one of my thoughts was at Game 6, that's what you were sort of doing, even though I didn't understand why you were missing your spares. But I sort of thought that you were splashing the oil a little bit and then setting him up for a little bit of a mess in Game 7, which is exactly what happened. Talk to me about that strategy.
Well, I wasn't missing on purpose. Let's put it out there like that. Like, I was legit, tired. I already bowled the event earlier. I was running on E. So I had to sit there and figure out something that was leavable and makeable spares. 10 pins was not the option.
10 pins was not a good option.
It was not the option. So, I mean, I just had to say, okay, cool, just bear down, get ready for next game, and then just figure out what ball felt comfortable. In the 10th frame of Game 6, I threw 3 different balls and struck out 3 different ways. And I was like, okay, well, one of these balls is going to do it, so you just got to make easy spares and hope that he bumps again. And he bumped again and left a split, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's in his head. Now I just got to bear down and just throw it harder and faster on the outside. And luckily, it happened.
When did you think you had him in Game 7? Because you sort of had that little Ducky aura of, okay, this game's mine in the middle of Game 7. When did you think that you thought the game was over?
As soon as I threw it with the one in the 9th frame, that was like the nail in the coffin for me. Like, once I sit there and had 3 in a row going into the 10th frame, it's always mind over matter. Like, okay, cool, you were getting 30 pins or you're going to get 20 pins. Now it's up to your decision on how you want to sit there and make it happen. And luckily, I just bared down and just got count. That's all I needed.
Well, now you've got one more match before Battle Bowl. You've got July. I know you know who your opponent is, and I will get to that momentarily.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
I mean, just that we'll go into every match like I've done everything else. Go in there, bowling by myself, practicing. Don't let nobody around me bother me, and then hopefully my scores will outdo his. Me and Dougie have bowled before in singles action. I beat him. Bowled him again when he was on the same pair for Unholy. He beat me. So, I mean, we have a friendly, ha, but theoretically, this means more to me right now.
Well, you did a great job on that so far. I will say this, that match is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be loud. It's going to be loud and obnoxious. Hopefully everybody's ready for it. Only thing is that we got to figure out when and where. So that is the next big question of everyone's thing. But I'm not going to rush into it because I want to take time to maybe make a promo video finally and get myself together because I know it's going to be an interesting, entertaining next couple of days, maybe weeks. Who knows?
Maybe it will. Final question, final thing. Any shout out, anything you want to say? It's Ducky time.
It's Ducky time? Oh, we're on. DITV. We did it. We're going home. Back to South Jersey. Let's go.
Goodbye, baby Huey.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. First of all, I'm here with the lovely Hall of Famer from New York, Miss Herbie Hannibal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very nice around your waist. You get to keep it. At least a little while longer. How does it feel?
Great. Well, you have no idea. My knees was hurting me all night long because I bowled yesterday. But I'm glad to pull it out. She was awesome.
I was going to say, Lee has held that belt twice before, so I had a feeling it was going to go 7. I figured that it was going to go the distance, and it absolutely did. So, you have yet, for all the years that you've been in the UBA, and for all the time that you've held the belt, you've never held it during Battle Bowl, and you're one match away from doing so. What's going through your mind?
Let's hope I can do it.
I have faith. So we shall see. I know John knows who and where and when your next matchup is, so I will let John figure that out. But what do you feel about not just here? Let's bring your supporter in here. Come in here, supporter. That's you. Come here.
I'm a supporter, yeah.
For the record. What? Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna cut this one out. I didn't know you moved. Since when did you move? All right, kill that last part. Okay. So, except I know where. I know what?
Make sure you kill it.
Yeah. Well, no, just that interview, not anybody. So, what do you think about your ball handler, Mr. Curtis Warren? Because he made you change balls after game 2.
Yes, he's a great. I don't know. Make sure you edit this part. He buy all my balls. He knows my balls more than I do. I just throw the balls, he just buy them. It's kind of hard because every time I try to use the ball, it doesn't work. And he always comes, change it. Right, this is the go-to every time I bowl. Been a great supporter. He's the one who wants me in this. He wants me to continue bowling until I'm 90.
Well, you're not 90 yet, so.
I'm old. Getting there.
Age is only a number.
Be 57 soon.
So you just bowled 7 straight games and you shot at 230 plus the last one. I think you'll be okay for a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. But my knee's giving out right now.
You doing okay down there? It's
I bowled
okay?
8 games yesterday.
Well, your knees are going, I'm going to take a nice ice bath. But you're going to take it with the belt, though.
Huh?
You're going to take the bath with the belt, maybe? No. Okay. But no, you deserve rest and relaxation. Any last words? Anything you want to say? Shout outs, anything like that?
Yeah, thanks to the UBA for giving me this opportunity to defend my belt once again. And shout out to my daughter. Shout out to all my fans. Who they are. Thank everybody.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I shall be seeing you next month.